Benny Hill was one of the most recognizable figures in British television comedy, known for his slapstick humor, rapid-fire sketches, and playful irreverence. His work on The Benny Hill Show turned him into an international star, blending visual comedy with satire and exaggerated performance styles. At its peak, the program reached millions of viewers across multiple countries, becoming a cultural staple. Yet behind the laughter and iconic theme music, his career also reflected shifting social attitudes toward comedy. This story explores his journey from humble beginnings to global fame and the controversies that later reshaped his legacy in television history. Early life and humble beginnings. Born Alfred Hawthorne Hill in Southampton, England, Benny Hill grew up in a modest household shaped by both practicality and performance influence. His father managed a surgical appliance shop, while his grandfather had once worked as a circus clown, hinting at a family connection to entertainment. Hill's early education did not immediately lead him toward show business, and he worked a variety of jobs, including at Woolworths, as a milkman, driver, and bridge operator. These experiences exposed him to different walks of life, later enriching his character-based humor and observational comedy style that defined his television career, wartime service, and performance training. During World War II, Hill was called up for military service and trained in the Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. He worked as a mechanic, truck driver, and searchlight operator, contributing to vital wartime operations, including the Normandy campaign. Later, he transferred to the Combined Services Entertainment Unit, where he performed for troops. This period proved pivotal, as it gave him first-hand experience entertaining live audiences under challenging conditions. It also strengthened his timing, adaptability, and confidence on stage, skills that would later become essential to his television success in comedy and sketch performance. Entering the world of entertainment after the war, Hill transitioned into the entertainment industry through backstage roles before moving into performance. He worked as an assistant stage manager in touring productions, gaining insight into how live shows were structured and executed. This behind-the-scenes exposure helped him understand comedic pacing, audience engagement, and stage coordination. His early television and radio appearances gradually built his reputation as a versatile performer. Rather than relying on a single persona, he developed a range of characters, from authority figures to bumbling everymen, showcasing his ability to adapt humor across different formats and audiences. Influences from music hall tradition. Hill drew heavy inspiration from British music hall entertainment, a tradition known for variety acts, exaggerated comedy, and audience interaction. He also admired American entertainer Jack Benny, whose deadpan delivery and timing influenced Hill's own comedic style. These influences shaped his approach to performance, blending visual slapstick with subtle timing cues. The music hall tradition also encouraged physical humor and broad characterization, both of which became central to Hill's work. By combining these elements with modern television production, he helped bridge older theatrical comedy styles with contemporary broadcast entertainment. Early career and radio success. Hill's breakthrough came through radio, particularly his appearance on Variety Bandbox in 1947. His performance demonstrated sharp comedic instincts and adaptability, quickly earning him recognition. Radio allowed him to experiment with voices, characters, and timing without visual constraints, strengthening his comedic foundation. As television expanded in popularity, Hill transitioned smoothly into the new medium, bringing with him the discipline and creativity developed in radio. His early career was marked by persistence and gradual recognition, rather than overnight fame, laying the groundwork for his later success in television sketch comedy. The birth of The Benny Hill Show. The launch of The Benny Hill Show marked a turning point in Hill's career, transforming him into a household name. The program combined sketches, musical parodies, and visual gags, creating a fast-paced entertainment format that appealed to wide audiences. Hill often played multiple roles within the same episode, using costume changes and exaggerated performances. The show's structure allowed for flexibility and improvisation, giving it a unique rhythm compared to traditional sitcoms. Over time, it gained international distribution, making Hill one of Britain's most exported comedy figures during the height of his popularity. Comedy style and production techniques. A defining feature of Hill's work was its reliance on visual humor, timing, and physical exaggeration. Sketches often involved misunderstandings, mistaken identities, and satirical takes on everyday life. The production team used techniques such as undercranking, filming at slower frame rates to create fast-motion playback, which enhanced the comedic energy of chase sequences and slapstick scenes. Hill's humor relied less on dialogue and more on movement, facial expressions, and situational absurdity. This made the show accessible to international audiences, as much of the comedy transcended language barriers through visual storytelling. The famous chase sequences. One of the most iconic elements of the Benny Hill Show was its chase sequences, which typically closed each episode. These segments featured Hill and supporting cast members running through various locations, pursued by characters such as policemen, nurses, and comedic stereotypes. The scenes were carefully choreographed and often set to upbeat music, enhancing their chaotic tone. These sequences became instantly recognizable and widely imitated in popular culture. Their exaggerated style represented the peak of Hill's physical comedy approach, combining timing, editing, and music into a signature television format, changing attitudes and controversy. By the late 1980s, audience attitudes toward comedy were shifting significantly. What had once been considered harmless and cheeky humor began to face criticism for its portrayal of women and reliance on physical stereotypes. Certain sketches, including beauty pageant parodies, were seen by some viewers as outdated or inappropriate. This cultural shift placed The Benny Hill Show under increasing scrutiny. Although still popular with many fans, the program struggled to adapt to evolving standards in broadcast entertainment, where sensitivity and social awareness were becoming more prominent in comedy writing. Conclusion: a comedy legacy reassessed. Ultimately, The Benny Hill Show ended its long run in 1989, closing a significant chapter in television history. While debates about its content continue, Hill's influence on comedy remains undeniable. His use of visual storytelling, rapid editing, and character-based humor helped shape modern sketch comedy formats. Benny Hill remains a figure of both admiration and debate, representing a style of humor tied closely to its era. His legacy reflects both the evolution of comedy and the changing cultural standards that continue to shape entertainment today.